Okay. And it is depressed on both sides. And now Lily is coming down from her nap.
He's like, I gotta get in on the action.
Oh, now both kitties are gone.
Put on the set.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. And no other frickin' better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are. Two idiots who misinterpret the news so you don't have to. The dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to maybe the final show of the week.
It is the
You're
final
on
show.
lunch with Laz and Jack because Laz is taking off. Giveaways
weekend.
are open on both streams. If you want to get in on the Steam Key giveaway, that's going to be Bang. I love free shit on. Nope. That's a single bang. I said Steam Key, not streamer bundle.
Well, it's not my fault you're off script.
What script? Show me the provided script.
I will go through 100 episodes, and there's a format you follow.
Of me doing of.
I know there's literally no script, but yeah.
If you want to get it on the Stream Key giveaway on my side, it's Bang the Boutte. If you are a Shroud player, that's right. Finger gun me. Bang bing. Bang me. If you want to get in on the streamer bundle, remember you must be a Shroud player, and you need to go to both streams and type in "bang bundle me."
No more bang.
No more bang. Okay.
Bang me.
Yes.
Bang me hard.
Yes. Da, 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 da.
That's right. Giveaways. All open. Make sure you're entered because you gotta be in it to win it. And welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025, here inside and outside Shroud of the Avatar. Also, last show of the week before the Memorial Day break. For some reason, I thought Memorial Day was next week, but it's actually this weekend, so this is going to be an extended break. And we won't be back till next Tuesday after this because Memorial Day. So
Do I have the
hopefully,
day off? That's the real question.
what's that? Do you have the day off? I don't know. Only if you decide to tell your bosses to go FO and take the day off.
Yeah, well,
Or do you actually have like a?
there is 6 registered holidays that my company that does, so which is absolutely bonkers bullshit. That 6 days.
Oh, considering that your boss's base of operations doesn't conform to U.S. norms because they're not in the U.S.
Well,
you're lucky to get those 6 days.
He lives in Dallas.
Oh, does he? I thought you were working for overseas people.
Well,
All the people you work with are overseas.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, Rustic. You're gonna have to find something to do tomorrow, Friday, and Monday. Of course, unless you're like, getting together with some folks and barbecuing Monday, then you'll have something to do.
Monday is a holiday.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
So you'll actually have a day off.
Yes, I will have a day off on Monday.
A whole singular day. But meanwhile, tomorrow morning I am headed down south to celebrate my dad's birthday. He's going to be 81 years old. Can you imagine that? 81 years old. And still rocking and rolling. All these years later. He started professionally at 16 years old. He's now 81 years old and still doing it at least one day, sometimes up to 3 days a week. Can you imagine that?
So you should show your. I'm sure your dad is familiar with this. The concept of Drumio's hearing things for the first time, since your dad was a guitar player, right? What he should do is he could do like a similar thing to that with guitars and just say, okay, here it is without a guitar track. You fill it in.
Well, yeah, that would be, I guess, a little different. I'll tell you what is probably something interesting that most folks don't know is my father is a walking encyclopedia of music. Literally a walking encyclopedia. He's gone as far as to trace the roots of the rock and roll bass line back to the 1920s and 1930s, taking making multiple trips to the Library of Congress to actually do his research on this. And of course, he came up through the years with rock and roll, and for as long as I can remember, especially when he had partners, he doesn't do it as much anymore because there's no need to he just does a single gig, and he's just got it down to he takes requests and plays what the audience wants. But used to be they would play rock and roll trivia, and the game was, if you could stump us with the trivia question, we'll buy you a round of drinks. And of course, very rarely, very, very, very rarely did they ever have to pay up on that bet, because, I mean, he could tell you who produced it, who recorded it, who wrote it, what year it came out, how many people covered it, what the covers were, who did it originally. I mean, the plethora of information that's in my father's head when it comes to
What was
music.
that?
Plethora, yeah.
Plethora?
Plethora, yeah.
Plethora?
Plethora, yeah.
I
Yeah. Plethora,
you haven't been
that's
watching
Brooklyn.
Tres Amigos lately, have you? They speak
Plethora,
Spanish
yes.
in Brooklyn.
Yeah. No, we speak Spanglish in Brooklyn. We don't speak Spanish. We speak Spanglish.
Yes.
Different language altogether. Yeah. But
yeah, but
yeah,
I will say that if you want the concept of what I'm talking about for the Drumeo thing, I did provide links for
Yeah.
people for the Drumeo First Time series. And it is one where they will take drummers from different genres and ask them to play something they've never heard before.
yeah, absolutely.
And it is an awesome series. It is very entertaining. Last night I watched some
my experience is that many of the drummers actually come really close to the actual drums of the song to begin with, which just tells you that drummers are drummers are drummers. They hear the song, and it just there seems to be a natural progression of where it's got to go.
Yeah, I mean, things like accents are always changed, but it's the groove identification, and then but you should show this to your dad just for grins.
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably come across it.
Yeah, and see what his take is on the series, because it is very entertaining to watch.
Now,
especially when you have like Mike Portnoy hears Taylor Swift for the first time, and he's like, my 6-year-old's gonna kill me.
Not to be confused with Dave Portnoy. Yes.
Yeah, not Barstool Sports guy.
Anyway,
yes.
Moving right along. Thank you, Thea Rustic, sending out happy birthday wishes to my old man.
Yes.
And thank you all who have said that. I will let him know that the audience is wishing him the best. Who is this Kazan dude just running by? And we got a guy named Spectromancer running around. He's a new player, apparently. You want to add somebody new to your list?
Yeah. Oh, let's see.
Oh, he's EVL. Kazan guy. I didn't know those people were still around.
I've got Kazan on my friends list already.
Yeah, no, not him. The other guy.
The Spectromancer. Yeah, added him.
The other guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dave Portnoy. I'm sorry. Mike Portnoy. One of the most famous prog metal drummers ever.
He's not the guy who looks like the actor, is he?
No.
Trying to think who that was.
No, it is funny.
But anyway, moving right along.
But they even got John Stamos on that list.
I'm
Einstein
sure.
must learn some Papa Roach. Yeah.
As yeah, a lot of people don't realize that Stamos is a pretty good drummer,
An accomplished drummer. Yeah.
as well as just a guitar player, musician. But yes, a very accomplished
Yes.
drummer. Actually plays with the Beach Boys.
Yes, he
A lot of
does.
people may not know that, but yes, he is an honorary Beach Boy now. Believe it or not. See, there's some trivia for you if you didn't know that. Anyway, moving right along. We've got some stuff to talk about. I'm going to try and knock out some of these topics that have just been sitting here. Clear the board for next week so that hopefully when I come back, there might be some new topics to talk about. And if not, well, we can stall for 2 days until release comes out, and then we'll have at least one day's news to talk about.
Well, hopefully something will happen in the next 5 days.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking, and I cleared my email. Actually, look at this. Oh yeah, we actually have something new just came out. Let's see.
Yeah. We've got 4 topics to talk about today.
Oh, okay.
And one of them, I want to say, dude, lay off the fucking shift key. Not every word needs to be capitalized.
Well, this is quite interesting because this just came up.
Okay.
And I'm surprised it's just showing up in my mail because this was posted supposedly yesterday, but just now showing up in the mail as the last thing. So let me give you this, and we'll start off with this one because yeah, see, we wouldn't have got this in yesterday's show anyway because it was posted after the show. So, but check this out.
Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and go to that one.
Oh yeah.
Because this is funny. The support email maintenance. The Shroud of the Avatar email server is currently offline while we prepare to migrate mail and other services to a new server. The support mailbox should be back in operation by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you for your patience while we update the systems. And then the email server is back in operation, and that was posted yesterday.
Yeah, but this just literally came up in my mailbox at 7 minutes after the hour today.
Wait, that doesn't. Yesterday, 1:17 a.m. followed by yesterday at 12:14 p.m. So right before the show, it came, or right during the show, it came back online.
And yeah, I mean, again, this wasn't out here yesterday.
Well, you may not have received the email because the email was down.
Yeah, but see over here on, I have a tab that was open.
Your RSS furry.
Yeah, I have an alert box that's open that usually has all this open. And I'm just, I'm looking at this. Somebody just posted in these long strings. I don't think we're going to touch these. Just got here and welcome new players.
But I want to know who realistically, unless you're a large enterprise, why the fuck are you hosting your own mail system?
Why not?
Why? Well, who's the one doing all the patches on the mail server?
Mail servers don't usually require. Yeah.
Well, for everything else, yeah. But Why are they hosting their own mail stuff? The third-party services for that.
It's cheaper to send mail.
Maintenance, man. Maintenance. And control of data is very important to some people. Do you think control of data is important to Portnip? Considering the owner can't even show up for anything for a couple of years. He's washed his hands of us. But that is interesting. And they could have signed up for like a Google Workspace account or something like that.
That costs money.
I know, like $8 a user a month. Ooh.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And you also can create like groups.
Free. I like free.
Yeah.
Like, I just use my hosting and I forward to my other emails, and I don't have to worry about any of that. I just,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Dyson J. Prove it. Prove it. Because what we've seen,
working on stuff.
What we've seen does not coincide with what you're saying.
No.
And
So,
Tina going,
remember,
which one?
Iron and Magic, no longer. The what was the next one called? Slayscape is dead. He's now working on Fateless.gg as the chief velocity officer. And remember, if you go to the Fateless.gg website, you will see that the Chris Spears chief velocity officer and the person who got him that job is going to be Damon Waldrip. Yeah. Hi, Lily. How are you doing? But yeah. So he's on to his third. Oh, what even is a velocity officer? Bullshit title for someone that's supposed to help push code out faster.
Things down to a crawl till they fail. At least that would be my definition of it, because,
Yeah. Yeah, if that's Chris, he's going to ensure minimum velocity. He's going to sit there and say, "Oh, what's going on? What is this? Here, let me add some math to it. That doesn't make sense."
Well, apparently, I mean, they gave him a title, stuck him in a corner out of the way, so that he's not a programmer, he's not a designer, he's not a tech, he's not got nothing to do with the actual game, as far as I'm concerned, which is good for them.
And he joined in their alpha beta stage, and remember the video where he was announced as part of the team.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the like if someone goes and finds that video again, and he's talking about his gaming stuff, and they're talking about like games that they enjoy playing. He's like, I play on my iPad.
Apple
like,
iPad
dude,
games. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah.
Like I said, made up position, push him off to the side, don't let him touch anything important.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna advertise. Yeah, he's gonna advertise and get the name out there.
He's gonna He's gonna advertise Shroud if you go and look at the the Meet the Team, he doesn't even list Shroud of the Avatar in his portfolio that's on here.
It doesn't advertise his own
Yeah.
stuff. Yes.
His own the company he owns, he doesn't even include that on there. It's like, what's wrong with you, Chris? Go ask Richard about gimbal lock. Chris Spears, when asked directly why we can't point the camera remotely close to, I don't want it to sit out. I don't want to do it, so I'm slinging bullshit at you. That's funny.
Yeah, see, Chris and I went back and forth about cameras. And of course, tying cameras to attack. And we went back and forth, and I explained to him why it was bad to have the cameras. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and demonstrate this. Yeah. Come on.
Like my character is facing the training dummy.
I gotta change.
And I have hand. Well, you don't even just equip a sword, man.
I don't have a sword. I'm an arrow guy now. Yeah. So I can back off here and I can shoot at the target, and then as soon as I turn a quarter away, I stop shooting at the target. Even though I am currently facing said target like I should be, you know, and I explained to him that, you know, that's stupid. Now, another thing I explained to him,
especially
was,
whenever you're in a corner or anything else,
was especially that, you know, a lot of characters, when they're fighting in a dungeon and they're in a corner, you know, they want to have this overhead view, and we can't really do it in this corner. So I'm just going to pull out, you know. So I want to be able to be in the corner and, you know, be facing that way, but I want my camera to be facing opposite, and I still can't do it this way because I got to be here. But I want to be facing
you have
that
to, like,
way.
go up.
Yeah. And I want my camera facing that way, and I won't attack anything in front of me because I'm in the corner looking so I can actually get, because when you do this, you really can't see jack shit. You know, you need to come out over here so you can see the overview of what's around you. Yeah.
Well,
and
if you really get in the corner, your camera is completely fucked.
Well, that too, but
like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is one where it's like, and it is one where Chris doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about half the time.
Yeah. Also, Chris thinks that testing everything on 3 non-moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For combat math.
Yeah. 3 non-moving mannequins for, you know, his Shroud math of, you know, when things are out there in the real world. Come on, stand up. What the hell's going on here?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get out of war mode so that I can change my clothes back.
Yeah.
And I was sitting down, but I forgot to get out of war mode before I sat down. So attack mode, or whatever you want to call it. I've always called it war mode from the old days. War mode, attack mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
War.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the biggest news is we actually got a new server someplace. So does that mean we're going to start seeing new servers show up?
The real question is, like,
for me, it's angry mode. They make me very, very angry.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, we got a new mail server somewhere.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's running on Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, let's worry about the mail server. Let's not worry about the game server. Let's not worry about getting Unity updated. Let's not worry about the map server. But we need an email server so we can take all those complaints and throw them in the round file.
And yes. File 13, man. File 13. Dev Noel. Yes.
Yeah, and of course,
Okay, so
I gotta just comment on Tina, but I'm not supposed to know the math yet. I have to wonder if he
nobody's supposed
doesn't
to
know
know
the
the math.
math or just say so lazy he assumes we don't. Yeah.
Well, remember, Chris's response was always, "Well, you're too stupid to understand the math."
Yeah. Whereas
That was Chris's attitude towards all of it. The
whereas
players are too stupid to
many
understand the
of our
math.
players knew more about math than he did, and proved it on a pretty regular basis when they
Yeah,
pointed out the fallacies in his Shroud maths. But it is what it is.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like the players that said that we don't understand the math, and then turned. Oh wait, you're sitting on the chair again?
Yeah, why?
Okay.
Is the math not mathing?
The math is not mathing in the sense that you are sitting down behind the scarecrow.
Oh. Well, let me fix that for you.
Okay.
Am I back in my chair now?
Now you are back in your chair. Yeah, fix the network code, you bastards. But yes. But you know what time it is, Laz?
Is that time already? Holy shit, yes it is.
We have milked 30 minutes so far and accomplished nothing, which is perfect for us.
Well, that sounds
really
about par for the course. Well, we do. We just haven't gotten to it yet. We found this other topic.
Morgan getting a streamer bundle from us. Or from me. Oh, yeah. There you go, Dwip.
Are you going to give that scarecrow back to Lomir, or are we just going to keep it?
We're stealing it.
It's on loan.
Okay.
It's on loan permanently. It'd be nice if I could go through and flag that this belongs to another individual.
Well, you could just give Lomir permission and let him place it, and then.
Well, he does have permission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But let's go talk about some pathing.
So what are your size, Laz?
The man.
Ebu.
Who. I want someone to respond to Himnu with the reverse of the capitalization for him. Just because. And do it on every comment. And Himnu. You don't need to hit the shift key for every single word.
I used to do that all the time.
Yeah. But Himnu has the request for custom pathing options for conversationalist pets and pot NPCs. I would love to see a pathing option added for our conversationalist decoration pets and pot NPCs. Also, possibly add in the patrol option to pot NPCs. We have always had issues of NPCs walking over deco, and all this would solve this if we could design their route taken and set them on a desired path. Himnu, you're one step away from the other thing. Setting schedules for your pod NPCs. One step away from that.
Yeah, I don't care for scheduling in a game like this. Scheduling sucks.
Scheduling might suck, but you're not waiting 2 weeks like the original Tower of the Shuttered Eye quest, where once every 2 weeks you had you would have to wait for the full moon in order to get that, which was once every 2 weeks in order to remember to do that quest when it was originally came out. But the other thing is, other NPCs with schedules, you're waiting 15 minutes max.
15 minutes.
So
I
bring
don't
out
have.
schedules.
Sorry.
Hey,
I'm here now
you-
to play. If I have to wait 15 minutes, I'm out of here.
hey, well, I mean, it's like we don't have a player population, and you need to. I mean, this is part of the Shroud of the Half-Assed, or the Half-Ataw, where all NPCs are supposed to have schedules. All the world is supposed to be up here lived in by those NPCs. Not everything was done due to over promise and under deliver.
Like Duke heads. Don't get me started.
Yes. Or owning a POT allowed a custom designed POT,
Yeah, right.
but you only had like one session to talk about your idea with the devs.
Hey, I had it. I had it all laid out in graph paper. All I had to do is take a copy.
Yep.
Spent weeks on that
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, it is silly stuff. But hey, you know what? Shroud of the Haffatar. It's like all of these things were supposed to be done, but hey, I mean, you could also have different merchants that work at night there, Laz, as well.
I wouldn't mind if there was a day shift and a night shift, as long as the merchant was there.
It's day shift, night shift, and you end up with different options for what they're doing. It's
and
kind of like
cool.
that, and like a bar shutting down at 2 a.m. or something like that. I know in Texas it's 2 a.m. where alcohol stops serving. I know New York it was like 4 a.m.
4 o'clock. Yeah.
Florida, what time? Florida
2 o'clock in
is,
Florida.
I have no idea. 2 o'clock.
Well, 2 o'clock.
Other places, midnight.
Unless you have a special permit, in which case they have what they call a 23-hour permit down here, which is basically
private clubs.
Private club, yes, a private club.
Yeah.
And they have to shut down for an hour. Usually they do that between like 5 and 6 or 6 and 7 to clean up the place, and then they reopen. But you have to pay a membership fee. As I used to belong to a club called Chappie's, which was basically for the restaurant industry people. The dancers, the servers, the cooks.
Had to be service industry.
And you had to be service industry. You had to have a pay stub, or if you weren't service industry, you could pay $2 a night. Anybody, almost anybody could come in and just pay $2 at the door.
Buy a temporary membership.
A temporary membership.
Did they wear chappies?
No.
They wore the assless chaps, although all chaps are assless. Otherwise, they're just pants.
Yeah, we used to have some times at that place. That's all I'm going to say, because again, most of us, we're late night closers. The bars and the strip clubs would close around 2 a.m. and we've been all working all day and all night, and we all want to drink, and the only place to get it was to go to Chappie's. So you go to Chappie's.
But yes, assless chaps of virtue.
I need a pair of those. I need a pair of those. Where were you when you were still here to design those? Damn it!
Yes. But it is one where it's like, I would love to see, like, say, let's go walk down. Speaking of Him News thing, if you're going to, we need to go down to the bar, the Fire Lotus Tavern.
I was going to say, there's a bar right here. Why do we got to go down there?
Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. But this one wasn't ever So this inn, you would have notice that they did such a great job of populating this inn that they
Yes.
forgot the NPC in here.
Yeah.
But you would have
Let's go to
evening
Fire Lotus.
crowd. Yeah. Evening crowd, day crowd. And then
Speaking of which,
and so you'd have NPCs that actually do things. And come in and visit and do other things instead of the same person standing there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because that does not make the world look lived in when all these people just come in and do sit here. Now, what they could do is sit there and say, okay, between this time and this time, this NPC is going to be running this storefront, this time to this time, and they're going to be walking to this location. They're going to hang out here for 30, 45 minutes, and then they're going to go back to whatever. And so you actually have NPC schedules that are complete and mimic what people really do. And that actually makes your NPCs seem very lifelike. And there may be a time where, hey, this entire place is packed with NPCs, and other times where, hey, it's just the bartender that's day shift versus night shift.
the
and
bartender and a drunk passed out at the bar.
Yeah. And then you could actually have someone over here like puking or doing something else. And then the bartender, if he sees the person puking, he kicks them out. And then you can have all of these things that really don't take that additional time because they did build in the concept of schedules.
Now,
And yes,
I
it
see
would
that.
be touching a fuck ton of NPCs.
Yeah. Now, I also see that as a way to actually expand questing as well. Whereas you can,
Absolutely.
instead of this guy being here and having his one or two things for you to do, and he's not here, somebody else is here, and they have one or two things for you to do. So depending on time of the day will depend on what type of quest you would get out of it. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So let's talk about options. We're talking about all these options.
Oh, yeah.
Nice segue.
Say yes. More Shroud of the Haffatar. As we run back over here. And then got to change the view what are my options? Last year, I completed the Artifice Chain of Adventures. I want to go back to Artifice to explore. After a big clear out not so long ago, I must have dumped the keys of envy, hunger, and longing by mistake. I'm not sure if they are needed to re-enter Artifice, but although Noctis says all haste to Artifice, the golden screen barrier over the entrance door stops me from entering. What are my options? Do I need the keys? If so, how can I reacquire them? Any suggestions would be much appreciated. Then Berrigan, you need to do a quest reset in order to re-enter Artifice. In other words, you would have to redo the main story.
Not true.
Well, there are other ways to accidentally get teleported inside. As I got stuck in something relogged and then was teleported inside, but I wasn't on the quest chain. Because do you want to go to the halls of Artifice and try to find a way in?
No. We've already done that.
Yeah. And You cannot have dumped the key of envy, hunger, and longing. They're at least yellow quest items that one can't normally get rid of. Edit. You do not have, by any chance, use the cog wheel setting in the inventory to hide quest items. If not, show them again. And I do have several of those keys on me. Keys of envy, hunger, longing, and nothing.
Let's see. I have envy, hunger, longing, nothing, arcane power.
Yes, I also
Malice,
have
far gate key, outskirts fence key times 2, vigilante gate key times 2.
You just did a search for key. I mean,
Yeah,
you've
I
also
did.
got the High Veil gate key, and
I don't have that.
I've got a fragile Vicklin key of demon etching.
I have the
I've got
clink
lots of them.
sewage key. I don't know how I have that one.
Clink Warden's key.
Clink Warden's key. I don't have a Clink Warden's key.
Oh, yeah. You need the Warden's key to open his chest.
What is the Clink sewage key? That's interesting.
Oh, maybe that's to the sewers. Yes. For those who don't know, quotinions are a branch of mathematics specifically created to deal with gimbal lock. And internally, Unity uses them for rotations. Oh, why? Thank you for that, Tina. Because Tina plays around with Unity on and Godot or Godot occasionally. Yes. Yes. But yeah, that would also be an opportune option for Conjurer can create a brand new ticket because the NPCs are saying all haste to Artifice when you have completed the quest line. Right? Hey, Conjure, new bug reports for us.
Bug.
Yeah. You like that one? Gave Conjure new things to do. Because Shroud Bath. Okay.
2 more topics to knock out.
Oh, man. Yeah, I could knock these both out in like seconds.
Well,
but we're not. Because Sammy has a request for sunflower patches. The tulip patches from the reward bundle are really beautiful. But also, can we get sunflowers as patches? Please. And Allie's like, I'll add that to the list. Trying to back off plants, though, for a while, as we've had a lot recently.
yeah, hold on. Wasn't that part of a task, Allie? Weren't you going to go through and make all plants, but now you're going to back off because you've had a lot? I mean, are we going to follow through the all plants thing first? Or are we gonna go, I'm tired of this because it takes time, so we're not gonna do it now, and then we'll forget about it, and then yeah. No,
I can't remember this. Do we actually have sunflowers in game?
I don't think so. I mean, if there probably is, like 1 or 2 standing around someplace. I don't ever recall seeing any personally.
And then are they actually going to hook up the sunflower to the sun so that way the face will rotate with the, or are they just going to make it a static flower and maybe some
genetic waving,
flapping in the wind?
I'm sure we're not going to get any sunflower seeds out of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're a Shroud logic, man. Shroud of the Hafata.
That's right.
And yesterday I was wearing my Shroud shirt. I should actually include the Hafata.
Telling you, we should.
That's a
I should make that Shroud Logic shirt. Maybe even a Shroud of the Avatar
yes.
shirt. I don't know.
Yeah. And Tina wants, don't do that until you can make a flower bomb. That would be funny. And a flower bomb would be great for all those invisible wall scenes, all 3 of them in the game. And where if you throw a flower bomb, it would make invisible walls and invisible visible.
We actually have
get
a
back here.
stand up there still.
Yes. So that way you would actually, it would pepper this
Oops.
with
I went up and over
yeah. And the fun part is thanks to some fantastic Shroud logic, depending on my camera angle, I wasn't actually seeing this one. It became invisible, but it would be nice if, hey, throwing flower bombs would make invisible creatures visible. That would be kind of cool. You should wish list request that one, Tina.
Well, I like the fact that unless you're standing on it, it actually goes invisible now, unlike it the way it used to be, where you could actually see it because you placed it. You know?
Well, not for me because hold on. Should I be able to see it, class?
Shouldn't be able to, not from there.
Where I'm standing? Where I'm standing?
I mean, oh yeah, I can see it from here now. Okay.
No, you got to back up to where I'm standing.
Yeah, I understand that, but I can see it there. Come on.
Yeah, I just have to because it's a plane, I have to get the camera angle in a way that can you still see it?
Yeah, I can see it from over here. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You come under the light.
The funny thing is,
it's the light gives it away.
The funny thing is, night vision actually makes it really visible. Dismissing night vision actually, yeah. Dismissing night vision, it's not as visible, but I can still see it standing here.
Yeah, night vision actually makes it really visible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, night. Well, that was the solution to the maze down there, was to use night vision so you could see. Yeah.
See the walls.
See the walls. Right.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, moving right along.
Yes. Then after that, we have one last topic, also from Conjurer. Who
because logic
has some feedback.
Logic. Oh my.
Stop using the logic things, because Shroud of the Hafata does not make sense. In my current game, I was threshing a large amount of wheat to sacks of wheat grain. I walked to the crafting cooking station already overburdened. During the crafting, the weight continued to become heavier because someone doesn't understand when you separate the wheat from the chaff, it becomes lighter. The current recipe is that crafting turns 12 times wheat to 5 stacks of wheat grain. So with every crafting step, you lose 1.2 weight and gain 0.2 weight for a net gain of 0.8. Shroud math. A general rule should be, in all crafting processes, end product cannot be heavier than the sum of the kind that it was made from. Logic. And when threshing wheat in the real world with flails.
Well, see, I gotta argue with that. is
What?
the end product can't be greater than the sum of the materials. I mean, yeah, I guess, but I'm thinking
Well,
of
you're
like,
always losing something.
right, but I'm thinking about like physical goods. Like, say we take this controller. This controller has many little pieces that weigh very little, but when you put them all together, it has more weight than the individual pieces combined. The same thing could go for
No,
what?
all
Well,
the individual pieces would
combined,
weigh
yeah.
the same as the completed piece.
What I meant was all the individual pieces. I didn't mean to use the word combined.
They all add up, but
They all add to
when
the weight, right?
when you're manufacturing that controller, here I'll use my pick up mine that's sitting collecting dust on my desktop. When you have to think of, okay, the plastic mold that's used to do this initially is going to have additional things that get trimmed off.
Right.
Okay.
Which would be heavier than the actual.
The electronic components require metals and soldering and things like that. You end up with wastage there. And so you end up with, in the entire manufacturing process, you're always losing something. In the final assembly, which you're referring to, may equal the weight depending on how things are assembled, whether or not it comes in like a mold that you're breaking things out of. Think of those models as a kid where you snapped things out, right?
I'm
as
thinking,
you snapped it out, you ended up with waste of the outside frame.
I'm going to give
yes,
you
but
a different example. Okay, when you take something like milk and you churn it into cream and then you churn it into butter, does it weigh more than where it started, or does it weigh less than when it started?
less.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
How do you think that?
Well, because you have the liquid weight. So, here. Let's go to Google. Okay. And type in
Go ahead and do the search.
to create 1 pound of butter requires how much milk? Okay. To make 1 pound of butter, it typically requires 21.2 pounds of whole milk.
No.
So 21.2
pounds
to 1.
No.
Yes.
No. I've made butter before.
It's like three gallons of milk. Or something like that.
Use the word cream instead of milk.
Okay. How much cream? So to make 1 pound of butter, you'll need around 1 quart, 32 ounces of heavy cream.
Yeah, okay.
32 ounces is 2 pounds.
Now, liquid weight and solid weight are two different weights to measure. You can't equal the two.
No, if you're starting with 32 ounces, so
liquid
2 pounds because there's 60.
Is not the same as regular weight. It's not.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. How much does 1 quart of cream weigh? Weigh. Well, you'd have to deal with the density and.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's even worse than Shroud math, brother.
Yeah. The weight in pounds is equal to the volume in quarts multiplied by 2.0864 times the density of the ingredient. And so if it was water, that quart would be a little over 2 pounds. However, cream is denser than milk, so it weighs more. Yeah, so you're still losing weight there, Laz.
I disagree, but anyway.
But the fact that it's a manual transition, and that's because you're ending up with butter and cream at the same time.
You're winding up with butter and milk fat.
Buttermilk.
Buttermilk, sorry, yeah.
So in total, it should equal the amount, but
it don't.
You're still losing. You're still losing stuff. So
But, you know, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose some streamer bundles right now because
we're in a Shroud Math Laz. But Morgan getting
the double
another
win.
streamer bundle for me.
The double win going to Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan got like 3 bundles today. Okay, which is always entertaining. And then don't forget, you want to add a little bit of honey to your butter, and then some cinnamon.
I'll
Make
go
it
to
extra
Texas
delicious.
Roadhouse. Thank you.
Shh. Where do you think I stole that idea from? Oh man. But Sami is my winner for the Steam key. And Sami is getting a copy of King's Bounty Platinum Edition, which is a $20 game.
Very cool.
That's the Platinum Edition.
And Noob Skyblabber is my winner, and he's going to get the 4-player Mayhem Bundle, it says. The 4-player Mayhem Bundle on Steam. And holy crap, is at a 25% off. It's going for $44.97. Holy crap. Usually,
nice.
Individually, this is a retail product of $60, $59.97. You're going to get Just Die Already, Manic Mechanics, Ember, and something else. Items included. It doesn't say what the 4th one is, but 4-player Mayhem Bundle. I guess that's it. Those three games. $14.99, $24.99, and $19.99. All individually, you'll save $15 on the bundle, but you, Noob Skyblabber, are getting it free. A $60 retail value currently on sale for $45. And you're going to be having a great Memorial Day weekend because you get to play this bundle and have a good time. So yes, you never know what we're going to have coming off the mystery game key bundle. But there you go. There's a $60 bundle to head out of here for the Memorial Day weekend. And of course, we will be back next Tuesday. Noob Skyblabber hitting us up with 500 bits. Thank you, Noob. Thank you very much. You guys have a great weekend. Of course, be safe out there this weekend. Don't drink and drive. And we'll see you all next Tuesday. Okay? Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
Lomir's missing in action. And we are NBNN. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we'll see you all next Tuesday.
Bye.